Anton, to get to 500K qualification, did the following. First of all, he has in his organization every single month 500,000 in group volume, which equates to how many cases, everyone? 5,000. 5,000 cases of Xango, yes. The second thing he did is he must have at least one personally sponsored 200K premier. He must have two personally sponsored 100K premiers. He must have two personally sponsored premiers or higher. And I have to qualify that two of those positions are frontline. Okay? One other thing. Anton has to make a personal ADP commitment of 2 cases of juice.
Frontline. A distributor who appears on the first level of your organizational downline, either through personal sponsorship or placement. In this example, the highlighted areas show your personally sponsored frontline distributors.
And that's it. Thank you very much, Anton.
The 3 main areas of qualification for X1 Premier are as follows. Number 1, 1 million GV6, or 10,000 cases of product in the group volume within 6 levels. Number 2, you must have personally sponsored a 500K Premier or higher, 2 personally sponsored 200Ks or higher, 4 personally sponsored Premiers or higher, and 4 of these 7 positions must be personally sponsored frontline. And number 3, like all Premier positions, you must be on 2-case automatic delivery program. Now that we've talked about the first 3 ways to make money, let's talk about the last. The 4th way to make money with Xango is through the global bonus pool.
Everybody that hits Premier, Select, and above makes a percentage of the global sales of Xango.
There are 2 bonus pools, the global bonus pool and the 500K bonus pool. The global bonus pool is a commission pool comprised of 3% of all worldwide commissionable volume, not subject to PowerStar commissions, and paid to qualified Premier Selects and above. The 500K global bonus pool is a commissionable pool comprised of 2% of all worldwide commissionable volume from initial orders that are subject to PowerStar commissions, and it's paid to qualified 500K Premier Selects and above. Xango pays 50%. Unilevel pays 47%, with the remaining 3% going into the global bonus pool. PowerStar pays 45%, with 3% going to the global bonus pool and the other 2% going to the 500K bonus pool.
That's paid out how often? Anyone? Quarterly. And that's the beautiful thing about the quarterly payment is we just try to strategically pay it at certain times of the year.
The quarterly global bonus is paid out 4 times a year: January, April, July, and October.
So the 4 ways to make money in Xango: retail, PowerStart, Unilevel paid monthly, and the global bonus check paid to all Premier Selects and above. Now I'm going to ask the crowd, because everybody should know, any self-respecting Xango distributor should know this one. What percentage does Xango pay back in the way of commissions? Anyone? 50%. It's not as much as 50%. It's not up to 50%. It is 50% guaranteed each and every time. There are companies that will say our compensation plan pays as much as 62%, or we pay up to, 58%. When their actual payout, what is their actual payout? And it may be 30 and change percent. I've actually heard of companies that say in their literature we pay as much as 65%, and they include the value of trips like the Discovery Club trip we take our distributors on. No, the 50% that we pay out in our compensation plan is guaranteed. That is my commitment, or our commitment as a company, to pay to our distributors every single time. If you see the words up to, if you see the words as much as, that means their compensation plan has breakage.
At Xango, we don't have breakage. A full 50% will be paid out. Let me show you how that works. It has been said, somewhat tongue-in-cheek, that Xango's streamline compression is much more fun to experience than it is to try to explain. And that might have been true until this point. But we will go through and in very visual detail explain to you how our commissions are calculated utilizing the power of streamline compression. For this next discussion of streamline compression, you are going to want to have a copy of the compensation plan graphic close at hand, and pay close attention to the graphics that are appearing on your screen. For the sake of this discussion, we are going to start with a simple ADP purchase of 1 case of juice. And also, I should put out there, for the sake of this discussion, we are turning off the placement sponsor function. In other words, everybody in this upline scenario is personally sponsored and frontline to the person above them. This part of the discussion will be very interactive, so make sure that you're following along on your own with what I'm saying. A case of product is purchased through the ADP program at the bottom of this chart. Now the chart is going to be going in reverse of your compensation plan diagram because it is similar to the way the computer will be figuring it out through our compensation module here at the company. This diagram visually indicates the way that our computer calculates your commissions. So in the case of this first level above the ADP, it's a rep. That representative is qualified for 5% payout on that order. And as I'm talking, be sure to refer to your compensation plan diagram. Now the level above that rep is a 1K. This 1K who personally sponsored a representative, who personally sponsored somebody who came in on ADP of one case. They are qualified for 5% payout because they are qualified for 4 levels of pay. In the computer words, this would fulfill a second level of payout and pay out 5%. Now above that is a 5K. That 5K, of course, is qualified for the depth on this payout. They would qualify for the third level of pay, which is 10%. Now this is where you want to pay special attention because up above this 5K in this theoretical upline is a representative. Now that representative who personally sponsored this 5K is not qualified for payout on this one case of automatic delivery product. So that representative fulfills no levels in payout and receives nothing in percentage-wise on the compensation plan. Above that is another representative. That rep is also in a situation where they're not fulfilling a level in the compensation plan payout. So 0 levels fulfilled, 0 levels paid out. Above that representative is a 1K. That 1K is qualified for payment on that 100 ADP purchase down below because they fulfill a 4th level of pay. As a 1K, you are eligible for 4 levels of pay. So through streamlined compression, they will fulfill the 4th level of pay and receive 5% on the order below. The next level above the 1K is a 5K. That 5K, because they're qualified, will fulfill the 5th level of payout and receive 5% on the ADP purchase. Above that, in this theoretical line of sponsorship, is a 20K. A 20K is eligible for the 6th level of pay and receives 5%. Pay close attention again because above that 20K in this theoretical line of sponsorship is a 1K. A 1K is not eligible to fulfill the 7th level of pay, and so no commissions are paid out and no levels are fulfilled. Above that 1K we have a premier. That premier is eligible for the 7th level of commissions. So a level of commissions is paid out at 5%. Above the premier is a 5K. 5K, of course, not being eligible for the depth on that commission payout, and so 0 levels are fulfilled and 0 is paid out by the computer. Above that 5K is a 1K. A 1K is not eligible for this scenario, so 0 levels are fulfilled and nothing is paid out. Above that 1K is a premier. A premier is eligible for payout on this because of their depth. A premier, of course, being eligible for 9 levels of pay. So the 8th level is fulfilled and 5% is paid out to that premier. Above that premier is a 20K. The 20K is not eligible for the depth on that payout, and so 0 levels are fulfilled and 0% is paid out. And last, but certainly not least, is a premier in this scenario. This premier is eligible for the 9th level of pay because as a premier, you are eligible for 9 streamlined compressed levels of pay. So this premier in this scenario fulfills the 9th level of pay and receives 2%. Here's where it gets fun. Let's review the scenario we've created to hit home the point of dynamic or streamlined compression. In this scenario, a ADP order of 1 case was placed. If you count this out, you will notice 15 levels of sponsorship to fulfill the 9 levels of streamlined compressed payout that our compensation plan offers. The computer will continually search to fulfill the requirement of a 50% payout. Feel free to review this part of the DVD more than once, because this part of the xango compensation plan is unique to xango and sets us apart from most other commission structures in our industry.
We finished talking about the basics of the compensation plan and the 4 ways to make money with xango. Now let's cover some of the additional benefits. The first one I like to call in addition to.